defensive teams in the entire country. Brian Dutcher has built that at San Diego State as they have been just an absolute powerhouse in the Mountain West Conference. And now in year 8 leading this program, you look at a head coach that has just done it all at this level and has taken San Diego State to new heights.
Yeah, I mean, the Aztecs have been one of the most consistent programs in the country. And I would say, along with Gonzaga and Arizona, San Diego State, those are the standard bearers in the Western United States for college basketball.
Opening tip controlled by Fresno State. B.J. Davis. He playing some defense here as Zayon Collins has it. To get things started at St. Mark's Center. Nice arena here in Fresno. The opener, the Mountain West slate.
If Zayon's going to get in the paint, you're going to have to shoot those floaters.
Aguilar, first look of the night, tipped alive. You got to keep an eye out for the big man in the middle, Morsek, the junior from Senegal. He transferred from Hawaii. He has twice as many offensive rebounds as he has defensive rebounds on the season.
Yeah, that matchup down low with Sek against Guath is going to be awesome to watch. Those are both super long athletes, and a lot is going to be determined down there underneath the rim.
It's Elijah Price, averaging about 9 points a game. Fresno State trying to run everything through Collins. Deep in the shot clock here. Bothersome defense from San Diego State. You can expect that. Kept alive by Sek, and a second chance coming. And now it's going to be San Diego State ball. Vance Wahlberg. Interesting story, for so many years was an elite high school coach in the area, spent some time coaching in the NBA. He's been a coach for 40 years, but 21 years nearby Clovis West, takes over this Fresno State job he wanted for so long. But the interesting thing about Vance Wahlberg, he is known as being really the innovator of the dribble drive motion offense, and we will see that style of play tonight for Fresno State. He's still trying to establish that here, just a few games, 7 games into his tenure.
And this team is ravaged by injuries. The team you're looking at in the white uniforms is certainly not healthy. There's a lot of starters that are on the bench in street clothes tonight, but they're undeterred. This is the pace they're going to play.
Inside the set, gets a shot blocked by Bird. Moon Gawath takes it away. Boyd now to the bucket, swatted by Sek. Fresno State in transition, Aguilar to the hoop, he gets rejected. Gawath. Oh, defense at a high level tonight in Fresno.
I mean, I don't want to go to the cliche, but I'm good. It's a block party, and we're all invited. Can someone actually hit the rim? There we go.
Jumpers taken and missed. Jared Coleman-Jones.
Was that 3 consecutive blocks?
That's right. You got that right, Casey Jacobson.
Yeah, just shoot a 3. No one blocks 3s. They'll solve that problem.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
Just jack one up. It's going to be hard to score at the rim. Either side. San Diego State, one of the best shot blocking teams in the nation.
Aguilar towards the hoop, goes up. Trying to take that one away.
We played 2.5 minutes, and we're right where we started. All these fans here in Fresno, they have yet to sit down because they're waiting for their team to score their first bucket. Might be standing for a while.
Bird firing on the right side, another miss. No points yet. Hey, when these teams got together 2 years ago here,
don't say it.
San Diego State won that game 45-43. Fresno State went 2 for 25 from behind the arc in that contest. Now, Casey, good news. There's not a single player in the game tonight that was a part of that game 2 years ago. But you come to Fresno State, you gotta play tough.
Yeah, last year the games were in the, San Diego State scored 70 in both games. So, I don't think Vance Wahlberg would be happy about that game. I bet you he's never even watched that game.
I'm sure he hasn't.
Make his eyes bleed.
For a team that has the second highest tempo in all of college basketball, there's a 3. Mikel Robinson takes the lid off. Almost 3 minutes in.
Yeah, it really is important. We've talked about the tempo, but you mentioned it. KenPom has the adjusted tempo ratings in college basketball. There's 364 Division I teams, and Fresno State is number 2 in the country in fastest tempo. The only team that's faster is the New Mexico Lobos.
Collins trying to get out and run it. Go off, gets another rejection. The nation's leader in block shots.
Yeah, Magoon Guath. You see there, 8 blocks a game that leads the country. Well, half of them are Magoon Guath. They have just 4 blocks a game. And what's really interesting is Guath only averages 5 points a game. He almost averages more blocks than he does points. That's incredible. Still very raw offensively. Won't get a lot of touches down there.
Well, Guath already has 2 in this one. On a loose ball. The foul here is going to go against Fresno State.
That was a loose ball foul right there on Aguilar. That ball was free for either player, but the Fresno State guy just dove into the chest of Miles Bird. I thought it was a good call. They're arguing it on the sideline, but I thought that was the right call.
And for Vance Wahlberg, this is the kind of game, it's got to be okay if it gets physical. He really doesn't have the depth to be able to go deep into the bench tonight with all the injuries that you had mentioned a moment ago, Casey. He kind of needs this to be a loosely officiated game.
Oh, he absolutely does. Yeah, and we asked him, hey, with all the injuries, are you going to change your style at all? He says, absolutely not. This is my first year with the program. We're trying to establish an identity and a culture. We're going to play the way we play.
Bird, no. Rebound comes off to Robinson. Michael Robinson going coast to coast off the window, no. Told you they play high tempo. Knocked away. Tried to get it through to B.J. Davis.
You win 2 and you lose 2, and that's okay. Now, an Oregon team, they lose. They were unranked at the time. Now Oregon is 12th in this week's AP poll. And, oh, by the way, San Diego State just entered the AP poll this week. They are at number 24. And it was interesting that I read last year, that was not a good thing for the Aztecs. San Diego State last season was ranked in the AP poll 4 different weeks, and every week they jumped into the AP poll. They lost the following week and got knocked right back out. So they're hoping that this season will be different.
And off to a sluggish start in this one, an unforced turnover, and that's been an issue for San Diego State. Teams don't get a whole lot of steals against the Aztecs, but they have created some unforced errors, and that was a case of one there.
Yeah, against Houston, though, they only turned the ball over 7 times, and that's a real achievement against a Kelvin Sampson coached team. But yeah, an uncharacteristic start. No rhythm or flow for the black uniforms so far.
Coleman Jones towards the bucket. He gets hit. They're going to call this one on the ground. The transfer from Middle Tennessee State in his 6th year of playing college basketball.
Yeah, man, every coach in America loves a 6th-year, 6'10" athletic guy like Jared Coleman Jones. Right? He was awesome. We didn't show him on the Houston highlights as he gets a nice, easy layup on the end line out of bounds. He was awesome against Houston, 16 points. And, folks, he can shoot the 3. He buried 3 triples against Houston. So a big guy that can attack inside and out.
The guy's 50%, 6 of 12.
Shoot more, man.
Yeah. To the bucket, acrobatic move, Michael Robinson. The North Texas transfer gets it for 2.
And Michael looks really confident. 6'7". Look at him nod his head. He also is going to have the main defensive assignment against the ball handler right now, Nick Boyd, because he is their best and most rangy, athletic defender.
Bird trying to go with the alley-oop and gets it to Farrell Compton. Nice display of passing for the Aztecs. Now we're starting to see these offenses warm up a little bit. Just take a minute to get started. Had to fire the engines a couple of good times. Turn that key over.
2 possessions in a row with some scores. Okay, here we go. Here's Michael. No help coming, and he's big enough to finish. And how about this? Miles Bird has turned into a really nice playmaker. He's not only a scorer, that time coming off the tight curl. That's Farrell Compton, folks. He is a freshman. Yes, I know he looks like he's 25 years old. He's put together, man. He is going to be super talented.
Listed at 6'8", 245 pounds. That guy is a beast in the middle. Foul here is going to go against Nick Boyd. So Boyd will come off for San Diego State as See Brian Dutcher bring some subs in. B.J. Davis back onto the floor.
It's a deep backcourt, right? B.J. Davis, you're looking at, he's the leading scorer for this Aztec team at 14 points a game. But everybody can guard, because if you can't guard, you can't step foot on the floor. I would have never gotten in the game for Brian Dutcher. He'd have just kept me on the bench. Bro.
Robinson, a contested three. They're not going to come easy against San Diego State. Really guard the perimeter well. There's B.J. Davis. Back out to Coleman Jones, knocked loose. Scooped up to the bucket of Munoz.
Yeah, that's going to be a goaltender. Easy call there.
Emuneke got the takeaway, and as that one turned into a fast break chance.
Yeah, watch number 24 in black here. That's off the backboard, and then he touches it. That's as easy as it gets for the officials. These sometimes can be very difficult. That wasn't a good angle. The other angle was better. It showed that it clearly hit that lower that red padding.
Taj DeGorville, freshman from Las Vegas, a four-star recruit. San Diego State had a very good freshman recruiting class. DeGorville among them. See, that hits the backboard first.
Actually, like the more I look at it, the more I'm doubting myself now. But so they're going to review this, and of course, just like any football review, any sport review, you have to have irrefutable evidence, right? So if they are not sure, they will go with the call as planned.
I'm with you, Casey. In real time, it looked like a goaltend.
Yeah.
On review, on the monitors, I'm not so sure. It's kind of a bang-bang call here early in this game where clearly points have been at a premium to this point. Quite 6.5 minutes in. Where does it hit the backboard right?
Man, you know what threw me off is the ricochet off of the block itself. Like when the block happens, the ricochet off the backboard, that is what threw me off.
Right? Boy.
Oh, man, see, on that one, it looked like, yeah, you make the call at home.
Yeah, exactly.
On that last replay, it did look like it hit the backboard first. And in real time,
the one before that, it didn't look like it did.
Correct. It's like an optical illusion, man, depending on what camera you're looking at, and depending on what coach you ask.
Looks like the officials are going to end up calling this one a goaltend. So the officials say it counts for 2. We get some clarification here with Fresno State up by 3 early on. Both teams struggling to score to begin this ball game. Fresno State just 3 of 12. San Diego State 2 for 7.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, it was close, but we didn't have any evidence on the video review to overturn that call.
It's pretty much what we were thinking over here. Regardless, that's going to send Ryan Emuneke to the line. Trying to convert a 3-point play and does just that. So the freshman from Rancho Christian down south in Los Angeles, able to convert. McKinney, no.
The best way to describe San Diego State's man-to-man defense is a stuff you in the closet style. They just don't let you breathe. They know your tendencies, and they make you take bad shots.
Another swat underneath. It was Morsack who got a rejection, but on a second chance, a foul.
And Pharaoh Compton cleaning that up, and he knows his role. Pharaoh, he is a rim runner. They're going to throw him lobs, and then he's always going to be lurking in the shadows for the catch and layup or catch and dunk opportunities.
Pharaoh Compton, preseason freshman of the year in the Mountain West Conference. High expectations for that young man who just converted the 3-point play on the second effort, makes it a 1-point game.
It's just his second made free throw on the season. He was 1 for 5 from the foul line before that one. And watch him pointing and talking. He's in the middle of the lane right now. Even though he's young, he's got to be the anchor of the defense right now.
I mean, it goes to the ground. That's going to be a foul on Wayne McKinney after he was on the ground. And we're also seeing a lot of fouls early on. Again, we're at 12:36. 5 fouls on each team. We were talking early in the game about how for Fresno State, this needs to be a game where maybe not a lot of fouls are called, and it hasn't played out that way so far.
But I think that Auburn's okay with all the fouls that the officials are calling on the San Diego State Aztecs. Because you play that certain style, that up-tempo style, if you play it aggressively and the officials continue with the consistent ticky-tack fouls, then Fresno State will have some nice opportunities at the foul line, at home.
Into the corner. 3 ball is missed. Emineke. Rebound comes out to Davis, who got caught on his hip, got away with the carry, and gets 2 points.
I'm not sure how that's not a carry there. Unless the defender got a piece of the basketball, I'd like to see a replay possibly on that. Unless he didn't, that has to be a carry.
Absolutely felt like that got stuck on his hip. Emineke, dribble drive. Runs right into Compton, but he's going to get fouled going up, so 2 shots coming.
Let's take another look at this. The fast break for San Diego State. And watch here. I mean, he just puts that on his hip and keeps going. That's a tough one. That's a tough break for Fresno State there. Because it doesn't look like he clipped that ball. Talking about Zayon Collins, number 10. It didn't look like he touched it.
First foul shot is good for Fresno State team that has had some moments of success. They got 3 wins this year. They had a really good comeback against Long Beach State. And Long Beach State certainly has struggled on the season, but Fresno State came back to win that game down 11. Went on a 14-0 run to close it and beat Chris Acker's team. And Acker was a longtime assistant at San Diego State. Taking over that Long Beach State program.
I've known Chris Acker for a long, long time. Happy for him. But yeah, this Fresno State, it's their offense. Their offense has really not been able to kick the gear. We've mentioned the injuries certainly haven't helped their rhythm or timing, but they just haven't found a flow at all.
Roth in the crossover towards the bucket. Roth goes up with the left hand.
I don't think I've seen that from Guath this year. That was a isolation face-up one-on-one attack. That was beautiful.
Inside challenge on the shot. Aguilar tried to go up, nothing doing.
Nice kick ahead pass there.
Slips a pass through to Boyd. Plenty of time for San Diego State, who now has a 2-point lead. Into the corner. Guath settles for the mid-range, no. Aguilar.
He's not shy. He's going to shoot almost 9 three-pointers a game, but just shooting 25% is Aguilar, number 1 in white.
Contact's going up. Shot doesn't drop, but Taj DeGorville will get some free throws.
Game that San Diego State lives for. This is not the type of game that Fresno State wants at home.
Jared Coleman-Jones got an easy layup. As I'm thinking about it right now, I think that's been the only easy bucket really all night.
I think Mikhail had a drive for Fresno State, number 11. Mikhail Robinson had a drive to his right hand. That was a layup. Those are the only 2 easy, quote, easy buckets we've seen all night.
Yeah, everything has been earned. On the inbound, Davis, good look on the inbound. No, trying to get a second chance, and well, it gets taken away. Magoon Guath had it, lost it.
Fresno State's got to get some player movement, ball movement here.
This is Crawford. His first shot of the game's a miss. Boyd going up to get the rebound, and Boyd looking to be a facilitator, now gets a little seam. He gets to the bucket and scores.
Just like any combo guard like Nick Boyd, he's got to walk that fine line between when to create for himself and when to create for others. I would argue that he is better when he's a facilitator and creating shots for others, but there are times when he has to, like now when his team is struggling, to put points on the board.
At 6'3", he's also San Diego State's leading rebounder, which goes to speak just how active he is on every play. Boyd really does it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it all, though. You know, despite his lack of size, he's really creative around the rim. Right here, he's a left-handed player, so he wanted to come back to his left hand and just put enough air under it to get over the defender.
5 on the shot clock here. It's Collins in the corner. Corner 3 at the buzzer. It's a miss. That was Inuneke, and a second chance coming for Fresno State.
Well, that's Elijah Price, number 3 in white. An excellent rebounder.
Collins in traffic, splits 2 defenders, and gets the floater to go.
That's the shot that I thought Zayon Collins should have shot in the first minute. If he gets in the lane, they're going to allow him that teardrop runner. He should take it.
First points of the game for Collins. Averaging 15 a night. Boyd lost it off his foot. It was knocked away. Stays with San Diego State. 3 to shoot. 2 seconds now. Boyd deep in the shot clock's a miss.
Nice pass.
There's that tempo. Leads to a corner 3, but it's no good. Elijah Price.
Just 1 for 8 from 3 on the season. But, you know, Vance Walberg's like, hey, if you're open, take that.
Now we're going to see Bird go from way deep and get it for the Aztecs. First 3 of the night.
I'd argue Miles Bird has the deepest range of any player in the Mountain West Conference, and that's his first bucket. He's the second leading scorer. It's taken him a little while to find his rhythm in this game.
Collins now back through the lane. That one left on the front of the rim. On the second effort, Price is going to earn some free throws.
You call it being shot ready, right? Are your feet and hands ready? Are you down? And then when you catch it, take a look at the defense. Are their hands up or are they in their pocket? If they're in their pocket, this ball's going up. He is a shooter, sweet lefty. Both Bird and Boyd are lefty shooters, and I feel like it always just looks a little bit more beautiful when a lefty shoots it.
Surprise. It's like a baseball swing. Everyone likes a left-handed swing. It's what everyone prefers. Free throw is good. It's a 4-point game at the moment with San Diego State on top here on the road at Fresno State. It is what has been a tough, grinded-out start to this contest. Elijah Price, Mountain West's 3rd leading rebounder, averaging 9 and 9.
Yeah, he's just a freshman. This Fresno State team is very young. In fact, they're the 9th youngest team in America. And that usually doesn't, you know, translate into a ton of wins, especially in the Mountain West Conference. But if these young puppies can grow up really quickly, they could surprise you.
Yeah, Mountain West Conference that set 6 to the NCAA tournament last year.
It's an unforgiving league.
Inside, nice. Coleman Jones popped out.
So that didn't go in, Trent, but that was a really nice, quick, decisive move.
This up-tempo Bulldog team trying to create here against a stingy San Diego State defense. Jasmine Trumbull. Left shy, 1 for 9 now are the Bulldogs from deep.
When you play against the Aztecs, they're only going to give you 1 good shot, maybe. If you pass it up, you are in trouble. They're not going to give you another one. And I thought that Fresno State needs to be a little more aggressive on their first take.
Another miss, that's Miles Bird. Collins now perfect up underneath. Morissette couldn't get it, but does on the second chance.
He tapped his chest and said, hey, that's my bad, Zayon, because that should have been your assist, and I blew it. Instead, he gets an offensive rebound, putback, and we play on.
Seth came into this game 22 offensive rebounds to 11 defensive rebounds. The guy is all over the floor on the offensive glass. Into the corner. Good 3-point shooter, and Coleman Jones missed it strong. Price in transition, hard collision, and an offensive foul.
This is the all gas, no brakes type of tempo. And actually, if we ask Vance Wahlberg right now, he's okay with this. Hey, you're going to have some spillage. You're going to have some guys that, you know, some car accidents. But here, more Sec with the left-hand tip goes in. 20 shots a game? Yes, please.
Fresno State faithful fired up. Their team is within a point. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the first.
This truly is a clash of styles. I mean, one team just wants to fly up and down, and the other team wants to methodically break you down over 40 minutes.
Bird with all kinds of room, but missed. Either team can buy a bucket from three. Now Zayon Collins going to slow things down and direct traffic. You don't see that happen often for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Collins with a step back.
It's got to be frustrating for all the Bulldogs and the coaching staff. But I mean, coming into this game, Fresno State ranked 351st in three-point field goal percentage. It hasn't been there. They work on it every day. And, you know, this is the one game where you really could use some timely shooting. But here's the good news. They're off, and they're still right here.
That's the amazing thing. Fresno State is 5 for 25 in this game. They're shooting 20%. They're only down by 1 because San Diego State's only shooting 31%. That's an air ball from an excellent three-point shooter in Coleman Jones. Up ahead, trying to find Sec. Gets blocked from behind. Coleman Jones with the rejection. Defense has come to play tonight.
Oh, man, that was almost a turnover. Guath was not looking at the ball handler. I mean, after watching San Diego State play against Houston, this team, this is their first true road test, and they are really having a hard time as Guath finally gets a free ball to go down.
Lagoon from distance makes it a 4-point lead for the Aztecs. Inside of 5 minutes now. Couldn't absorb the contact and then picks up a foul. Zayon Collins, those are the kind of fouls that you just have to avoid, especially a star on a team that is shorthanded.
Did they call a jump ball or a foul on that one?
Let's hold on a second. They actually called that a jump ball. Okay.
I was confused what the referee was calling, either an off-ball foul or he put his hands up in the air as a jump ball.
Let's get another look. Got elbowed. Okay, never mind. Coleman Jones put free. So Collins earns the possession right back. Makes the extra pass, and Robinson, no.
And those are the shots that have to fall for Fresno State. They get a double team, wide open kick.
Aztecs working around the perimeter. Gorville missed. San Diego State 8 for 25. Fresno State 5 for 28.
You got to have a certain type of conditioning too to play at this pace and play it strong.
Elijah Price left it short, trying to go up over Coleman Jones.
And Miles Bird did a nice job as a wing player, a perimeter player, to hold up the post right there just in time for reinforcements. That was well done. You saw the graphic that it hasn't been a turnover fest. It's been teams working hard, making extra passes, getting good shots, but they're just not going in, man. I don't know what else to say. And it hasn't always been good, D. There's a lot of open miss. You look right now, Fresno State's won for their last 10. San Diego State's won for their last 8. So neither team's got a rhythm or flow.
Boyd converts the free throw. And that is just the second free throw attempt of the night for San Diego State. It made both. Boyd was such an important piece of that FAU team that went to the Final Four. Really was a role player for Dusty May's team. But Boyd was the guy that was guarding Lamont Butler when Butler made the iconic shot that sent San Diego State to the national championship game. And part of why he wanted to be an Aztec was because of the amount of respect that he had for San Diego State from that game. There's a lot of dominoes that have to fall for that to happen, but Boyd with great appreciation for this Aztec program led by Brian Dutcher. Now he's a big part of it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And Lamont Butler, of course, transfers to Kentucky, so there's a void in the backcourt for a leadership and shot creation guard. And Nick's like, yeah, I'll fill it. And where would they be without him? I mean, he's so valuable. You look at B.J. Davis. He's their leading scorer. B.J. Davis, last year as a freshman, averaged 1 point per game, and now is stepping. And we talk about this a lot, Trent, but like, so we're in the transfer era where, you know, a lot of teams, 3 or 4 of their starters just move on, and you got to replenish. Well, you know, sometimes Brian Dutcher looks down at his bench and sees a freshman. He's like, are you ready? Are you ready now for this role, B.J. Davis? And yeah, he is. He is ready. But you don't know until you put him on the floor and you go and play against Creighton and Oregon.
And it's a good thing to have players like that. I mean, to be able to come back. And, you know, for B.J. Davis, Agun Guath in a similar situation.
Miles Bird last year was a sophomore role player. And now is counted on.
B.J. Davis, by the way, a Modesto, California guy here in San Joaquin Valley. So it was at Modesto Christian High School. Would have to think that this is going to be an opportunity for him coming back home. Not that San Diego State's that far away, but still about a 4.5-hour drive.
Nice pass.
Guath, right side, 3, gets another. His second of the night.
How about the pass, though, from Taj de Gorville? It was kind of a hook pass with his right hand across the court and right on the chest. Guath has been the offensive star, surprisingly.
2 threes, San Diego State with their biggest lead of the evening, up by 7. Guath just showing he's got some range, too.
Check out that pass, though, right at the waistband of Guath. And I mentioned it before. Okay, so, folks, Guath is #1 in the country in blocks per game, 4. He only came in averaging 5 points. He is not known as an offensive stalwart, but you wouldn't know it by this one. He's confident.
Boyd tried to find him, pass a little off the mark. It was well defended, and now here's Fresno State the other direction. Stop and pop. Well short there. Robinson, but all kinds of traffic.
I mean, that had to be a block shot, though. Oh, boy.
Oh, feeling it right now for the Aztecs. On fire, both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. He's pulling up now like he's Klay Thompson. On the break, off the bounce. Magoo Guath was just 3 for 10 from 3 before tonight. So he proved that he can make it, but he certainly didn't prove that he had this right here, what you're watching. Off the bounce, pull up from 3 in a game where it seems like there's been a lid on the rim. The center is pouring it in.
A 7-footer, outstanding athlete from Euless, Texas. Sat last season. And San Diego State, a very good team last year. We talked about them going to the Sweet 16. You had Jaden Ledee in the middle.
Yep.
And where was the space going to be for Guath to be a part of it? They got him in the weight room. They got him working. They got him buying into the program. And now here he is, ready to be a star for San Diego State. And pull up jumpers like that. Why not?
Man. We talk about 3 and D as wing players. That's usually a moniker that we describe wing players for. But he's a 3 and D center?
Yeah.
Question mark? All right.
There's less than 2 minutes to go in the half. Guath has made 4 shots. He's 4 of 5. He's made all 3 of his threes. Fresno State as a team has made 5. They're 5 for 30. 1 of 11 from behind the arc, and they haven't made a bucket in over 5 minutes.
Yeah, when you put it that way, when you put it that way, a 10-point deficit seems like 20 in a normal game, right? But the pace they play, there's going to be plenty of time, plenty of possessions left. But they got to start now.
Robinson able to get the first free throw. And this is a player that just does not come off the court for Fresno State. Not that they have a whole lot of options, but he's having 36 minutes a game, 10th most action of any player in the country coming into tonight.
And I mentioned he's their best perimeter defender, or at least their most versatile, I should say. Their most versatile defender, too, so they're asking a lot of him right now. But Mikhail, he and Elijah Price are the only two guys to play and start in every single game so far for Fresno. They've just had so many injuries.
Tough to find that continuity. First-year head coach, injury bug biting, trying to get guys able to be on the floor. And that was well done by another freshman in Taj DeGorville.
So DeGorville had a rough and bumpy start to this one. A couple of turnovers, a bad foul, but he has settled in.
Collins just 4 points. And gets it. Alex Crawford to end the scoring drive.
And Crawford is dealing with right knee soreness, has been dealing with it all season. He's got a little bit of a wrap on it. Oh, nice block by Crawford.
Another one down low, and now here come the Bulldogs. They're going the other way. Emineke from distance.
I mean, these fans so badly want to stand up and cheer. They really, really do.
Brian Dutcher's going to call a timeout with 42.8 seconds to go here in the first. They use it or lose it. So we'll have 3 remaining. See, Fresno State already called one, but we're seeing Dutch right now demanding that performance from his team. You're seeing it on the defensive end tonight, and it's just now just starting to see that Aztec offense go.
Yeah, they always, I've never seen a Brian Dutcher coach team not give it all on the defensive end. The offense has been up and down, and certainly I think the thing that he's probably more frustrated about than anything is the 6 turnovers. And they played a Houston Cougar team just a few nights ago and only had 7, and that game went to overtime. So 45 minutes and they had 7 turnovers, and already in the first half on the road they have 6. And without those turnovers, Fresno State would be really in trouble.
San Diego State has owned Fresno State in this conference matchup. They've won 11 last 15, 7 of 9 in Fresno. Last time Bulldogs beat them back in 2019. Last year, won the game 73-41 here.
That's hard to do. Win a conference road game by almost 30 points.
I would say Fresno State's going to get the last shot of the half here, but the way they play, maybe not. But we will see Robinson bring it back out. And looks like it will be the last go for the Bulldogs. Final 8 seconds. Into the corner. Another 3. Dances around the rim, and Alex Crawford gets it. That goes before the buzzer. And it's just a 5-point game going into halftime. For all the struggles the Bulldogs have had, they're still in this thing.
Look at what a strange half. If you're a Fresno State fan right now in Save Mart Center, you're looking around like, we're still in this? How is that even possible, the way they've shot the ball? But that one finally goes in. Watch how high he had to shoot that over the outstretched arms of Coleman Jones.
Hit every part of the rim, and it goes in. As now we got a fight here in Fresno. The Bulldogs have gotten within 5, and we will step aside here at halftime with the first half in the books. 29-24, San Diego State leads. We'll be right back coming up after this. State looks to pull off the upset against the 24th ranked team in America, San Diego State.
Well, Fresno State's leading scorer is number 1. He's in the bottom corner of your screen, is yet to get on the board. Right here, he's got the ball now. He's 0 for 5 from the field, but he averages almost 18 a game.
And his average has gotten some foul trouble as well, playing with 3. The putback attempt is good. Elijah Price on the second chance, and there you go, 3-point game.
Elijah Price, another freshman. He got a lot of young players. The Mountain West Conference is bright, full of talent, but Elijah Price is his superpower is his feel for the ball, rebounding, both offensively and defensively. He's always there.
Over the left side, Wath.
Oh,
trying to get a tip lay-in and ends up going 2 points. Bird came closing in.
oh, that was really impressive. I had no idea what Glock was trying to do there. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot or what.
Strong take for Price, but ran right into 3 Aztec defenders. Now here's Bird. Right back to the bucket, no. Missed the layup. Price left alone now.
Sure. It's not his game quite yet. He's taken 9 threes on the season. He's 1 for 9. He still needs some reps in the gym. That's why I think, like, we talked about Magoon Quath, his redshirt freshman. He's gained 20 pounds in that redshirt year and spent a lot of time in the gym, obviously extending his range as a three-point shooter.
Neither of these teams are really three-point shooting teams. We were talking earlier how Fresno State's towards the bottom of the whole country from behind the arc. But tough going to the basket against such a stingy shot-blocking team like San Diego State. Trying to get the pass through to Price and ends up being a turnover.
Yeah, Zayon Collins, number 10 in white, getting in the lane. He's done a nice job of doing that. He had nowhere to go because when you drive against San Diego State, they're not going to let you get all the way to the rim. They'll give you that brief moment, that brief window in time where you can take the runner or make a kick-out pass. And I thought Collins held the ball for an extra second too long.
Here comes Nick Boyd. Senior was also banged up for a lot of the fall. So it's been a little tougher for him to kind of establish that leadership voice, but now settling into that. Jump ball underneath. Jared Coleman-Jones goes up. There go the thumbs. And the arrow belongs to San Diego State. Aztecs will keep it.
I don't like to speculate, but I'm watching Nick Boyd right now. He is limping a little bit. It looks like there's something bothering him. And he certainly hasn't been in rhythm. He's 1 for 6 from the field right now, but just the way he's walking. He normally has so much pop and energy. Again, I don't know. I don't know if he's hurt or not. I just tell you, like, after watching him, you know, on tape all season long, he looks different.
BJ Davis blows by everyone to the hoop, gets fouled going up, and they'll get a couple of free throw tries here. 83% foul shooter, BJ Davis.
Yeah, BJ last year played behind Darion Trammell, played behind Lamont Butler, and just had to wait his turn. Didn't transfer, said, no, I'm gonna be ready when my number and my name is called. And he was so good last week in that tournament. And he had 18 points against Creighton, 18 points against Oregon, and then he didn't shoot it well against Houston, but Brian Dutcher could not take him off the floor because he had 5 steals. Like he was putting it, he was making an impact even though his shot wasn't going in, and that's when you know you got somebody who you can trust.
So he gets 1 of 2 free throws. He's got 3 points, but that's San Diego State's leading scorer on the season, just under 14 points a night. Boyd has 4 points. He's one of their leading scorers. Bird has 5 points. All these guys are averaging between 13 and 14 points a game and have all really been held in check. Stopped another time down low. Jared Coleman-Jones. Knocked out of the hands of Boyd. Here come the Bulldogs. Aguilar. It's an air ball. Boy, the Aztecs have shut him down.
Yeah, really, he's totally off rhythm.
Davis on the other end gets a free lay-in. So a timeout called by Fresno State.
I'm looking around, and there's so many players right now, Trent, that are just frustrated. The ball's not going in, but you got to figure out a way. If your shot's not going in, find a way to positively impact the game, just like Coleman-Jones is. His three-point shot hasn't been going, but he gives it up on the defensive end, and they turn it into points at the other end. For Colorado, who plays like 250 snaps a game, right, even though there's only like 150 snaps apparently to play.
Travis Hunter gets them all. They're excited, by the way, here at Fresno State. They got their new football coach, Matt Entz, who is coaching linebackers at USC and was at North Dakota State. They had his picture on the video board a little bit earlier. They're excited about it.
Pass.
All over on the right side. Shot was no good from Crawford on the second effort. That one's no good either. And a whistle at the end, and Elijah Price earned himself some free throws.
Sure did. What's he doing? Offensive rebounding. It takes more than just one body. It's either a body and a half or two to get this young freshman Bulldog off the glass. I was just going to comment on B.J. Davis, and his closeout on that three was really impressive. And they'll watch that on film tomorrow, even though Fresno State's at the foul line right now. B.J. Davis was in the middle of the lane and covered about 15 to 20 feet of ground to get a late contest. This is mighty impressive, man, what they do.
Fresno State's done a good job tonight on the offensive glass. 9 offensive rebounds. Lance Wahlberg has to like his team's effort, their energy, their intensity. They just haven't been able to put the ball in.
I hear that's an important factor in hoops. I know, they're trying, though. They're trying.
Fresno State hasn't made a field goal in a little over 3 minutes, and missed 6 in a row. And that's going to end up being a turnover.
Oh, that ball was tipped.
And they're saying it was tipped. They may go back and take a look at this.
No, they got it together. They got it right. Right here, Miles Bird trying to get 2 feet in the lane. And watch that. That ball was deflected. You can tell by the path of the ball. Deflected right out of his hand.
Alex Crawford, the transfer from Stetson, certainly got his hands on that. Officials get it right after getting together.
Quaff hasn't gotten any shot attempts.
Davis does up top, but it's missed. Earning it underneath. You know what, Guav isn't getting him in the offense, but he's just going to go get him, put him off the rim, and he gets fouled.
You know, he had such a brilliant first half. They don't run plays for him. I don't even know if they have a play to get Guaff like a stagger away screen for a three. He usually just gets his shots off of spacing, and that time off the offensive glass. That's why he was only averaging 5 points a game. Right? Maybe they're going to have to add some plays in the playbook this week.
Well, maybe that's why he stopped and popped and took that three and knocked it down, saying, Dutch, let's go.
Yeah, he's scared that if he gives it up, he's not going to be able to get it back.
12 points for Magoon Guath.
Oh, we were doing the math, you and I, all right? So Magoon last year was a freshman. He's 7 feet tall, and he was 185 pounds as a freshman. I mean, that guy needed to eat about 6 square meals a day and just live in the weight room. And he's up 20 pounds.
And he's done that. I mean, he put the work in. And I know they were excited about him when he got to campus. They were saying last year a lot, just wait till you get to see Magoon play. And now here he is, and he is looking really good. Meanwhile, Michael Robinson answers on the other side of the bucket for the Bulldogs.
That was beautiful. Shielded the defender. He made that look easy off the glass. They need more of that, obviously. One more pass.
Power down low to Farrell Compton, who gets hit on his trip. So he'll get some free throws when we come back. So we step aside for a moment.
Michael Robinson, he's got an open side, and he gets 1 half step on Miles Bird. There's no help there, but he used the strong side rim as an extra shield. Never eaten a hot dog with relish in my life. Not one time. Oh, by the way, we hit up the doghouse across the street in Fresno. The tri-tip sandwiches, those were on point. I might not have to eat for a whole week after it, but they were on point.
That might be what the Guath diet is. Just tri-tip sandwiches over there. First free throw missed by Farrell Compton. Guath spends the whole offseason putting on 20 pounds. Case and I did it in one meal at lunch today. Compton ends up missing both. Fresno State still very much in this ball game despite the poor shooting. They haven't gotten to 30 points yet, and we're almost 5 minutes into the second half, but only down by 7.
Now watch them hit a three here and watch how the crowd reacts. This crowd is ready. Offensive foul.
Yeah, on the illegal screen. Off ball. That's going to be called on Sec, so that's his second.
They got Sec trying to post up, and he was posting up with his arms instead of his backside. The referee had no choice. He was standing right there.
Here's McKinney. He's been quiet tonight.
McKinney's body is built just like Darion Trammell. Low to the ground, but sturdy. Reminds me just like him.
Stop and pop. Oh. B.J. Davis with a pull-up triple.
Oh, that was super tough. That was off his leg right there, too.
Officials say it's going to be San Diego State basketball.
Oh, B.J. Davis. The degree of difficulty on this one, my goodness. A lot of east to west dribbles. A 50% three-point shooter on the year. This guy's got a flamethrower attached to his right shoulder. That's good defense, honestly. Like, what are you going to do on that, you know?
Extended the Aztec lead to 10, but a turnover here in a 3-on-1. Here come the Bulldogs, the layup. Oh, knocked away by Davis. Trying to get it to Price. Davis comes out of nowhere.
You know what I was talking about? B.J. Davis making that late closeout early in the second half. This guy, he makes multiple defensive efforts. He never gives up on a play. He's one of the shortest players on the floor right now, playing amongst the tallest.
Collins with the kick out. Robinson. High jump stop and runs right into Farrell Compton. Goon there as well. Right side, McKinney. Quiet no more.
So the way to respond after a bad turnover is to catch and shoot your open threes and hit one. A nice pass from Miles Bird as well. Nice extra pass.
Biggest lead of the night for San Diego State. Cloth gets the rebound.
He's going to pull up Jay. Pull up Jay right here.
Speaking of which, Miles Bird missed.
That would have been fun if he hit that. That would have been a nice call for you, Trent. But Miles Bird is yet to really find himself in this one. But the extra pass from Bird, and I talked a little bit earlier about being shot ready. It's one of the things that my dad taught me, my brothers growing up taught me. You communicate on the basketball floor on the offensive end to your teammates with your body language. It's called being shot ready. Put your butt down, get your hands out, and tell your teammates, I'm ready to receive a pass, and I want the ball.
Meanwhile, Fresno State, having missed 8 of the last 9 shots, Farrell Compton being attended to.
He's got blood on his right hand.
It's from the top of the backboard?
Oh, no, sorry. He doesn't have blood. I thought that it's a contact lens. That's my bad.
All right, so we'll get the contact back in, get that straightened out. Farrell Compton, top-rated recruit out of the state of Nevada. At 13 points in that Houston win. He's got that 7'5" wingspan. And they're talking about him in San Diego like he might be one of the best recruits they've had in a long time. First top 100 signee the Aztecs have had since 2005.
7'5" wingspan. He's only 6'8".
7'5"
That's like freaky long arms. And Sec just elbowed him right in the head as well. I don't elbowed Compton right in the side of the head there. It was after the play was already blown dead. And watch number 23 in white. Underneath here, the shot's going to be blown dead, but watch this elbow right in that side of the head right there.
Compton's like, I'm just trying to see, man. I lost my contact, getting hit in the head. What's going on? Robinson in the post. A lot of traffic and gets through it anyway. Strong move right there by Michael Robinson. And now he's got a chance to turn 2 into 3.
And he earned every 2 points of this one. What do you take, 5 dribbles in the post? And every dribble you take against this Aztec defense is like an alarm bell for them. They're going to just swarm in on you. And that took some strength.
Approaching double-double territory despite a tough shooting night.
And look, Fresno State head coach Vance Wahlberg doesn't have other options. Like, so what if a guy's struggling? So what if a guy's tired? He's got maybe 8 healthy bodies ready to play in this one.
5th straight game in double figures for Robinson. 6 out of 7. McKinney hit a 3 a moment ago, and now with a chance at a 3-point play. So the Aztecs answer.
Morsek was just not ready. He's standing too tall. Watch number 23 in white. He's too tall. His arms are out wide. And you got to go straight up. Use your length instead. He doesn't use his length at all. Fouls it and then doesn't even wrap up and lets McKinney get an and one. McKinney made his last 2 shots in a row.
Unable to convert. Compton knocked it out of bounds in the effort trying to get that loose ball on the missed free throw. 12-point lead for San Diego State. They've been up by as many as 13. It's about 7 minutes into the second half.
If Fresno State can't figure out a way to make threes, I don't know how they cut this lead. I mean, they just have to march to the foul line because San Diego State, they're not going to give up layups. They're just not. That's not what they do.
Layup missed underneath. And on the putback try, Elijah Price will now get some foul shots.
Man, I'm gonna be the president of Elijah Price's fan club. I think this young man has got tremendous feel for the basketball. He's now got his 9th rebound of this game. And offensively, it hasn't been great, but most teams that play against San Diego State have bad offensive nights. So I'm not gonna blame him for that. He has really shown that he can impact a team and make a difference in limited minutes.
Last foul is on Taj DeGorville. That's his 3rd. Free throw missed by Price. Redshirt freshman from Long Beach and transfer from Drake. Didn't play at all at Drake last year. Now comes to Fresno State. And is averaging close to a double-double, 9 and 9.
Well, last game in an overtime loss against Cal Baptist, Elijah Price goes for 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And he played most of the last 10 minutes of the regulation and overtime with 4 fouls. I mean, Vance Wahlberg could not take him off the floor and just say, hey, as long as you don't pick up a foul, we're riding you. And he was awesome.
42 minutes in that game.
He is struggled with foul trouble. In fact, he's averaging 5 fouls per 40 minutes. So he can't play that many minutes without fouling out yet.
McKinney had it knocked away, but it stays with San Diego State. Trying to cause some trouble. DeGorville, 7 to shoot, running out of time. Still dribbling. Midpoint, 2 seconds. In the corner of 3, it's missed. Kept alive though, and a second chance coming. Extra pass, good as Compton delivers on the dish from Coleman Jones.
Backbreaker for Fresno State. I mean, that was awesome defense. You force a bad shot and can't secure the rebound and give up a layup. It's just brutal.
Price in traffic. No, but it's going to be a foul on Pharaoh Compton.
It's both frustrating for Fresno State, but you have to credit San Diego State on the other end, right? They don't assume shots are going in. How about that double tap? And then the beautiful bounce pass to Pharaoh Compton, who is always living in the shadows, man. That guy is never far from the basket. And those two working well together. Those are the possessions that really, I mean, you know, a game is 40 minutes in regulation. And those are the type of possessions, extra shot attempts that start to separate teams.
Well, let's think about it for a minute, right? You have San Diego State, 24th ranked team in the country. Fresno State, new head coach. They've been ravaged by injuries. They're trying to establish a culture and identity. They have a home court opportunity with San Diego State in town. But every 50-50 play pretty much has to go their way if they're going to pull off an upset. And those are the ones that you just can't allow to happen.
And you can't shoot 22% from the field in front of your home fans either.
And it's Wahlberg just trying to buy a bucket. Fresno State plays hard.
Coleman Jones was begging for the ball in the block. Open shots, and yeah, just I don't know what's going on, man. Too many tri-tip sandwiches before the game, maybe.
Well, it has not bothered Magoon Guath, who has 15 points. This next free throw would get him to 16 if he makes it. That would match his career high. He had 16 against Division III Occidental earlier this season. The most points he's ever scored in a Division I game. You're seeing it right now here at Fresno State. Misses the free throw.
Still got 11:41 though to work on that career high.
Guath has been excellent. As Brian Dutcher's team being able to have multiple guys to step up when maybe the stars aren't all going. Coleman Jones ends up getting a takeaway. Slashing underneath. Gorville will get free throws. Nice dish from Boyd.
Yeah, really nice pass from Nick Boyd. That was a timing play. It looks like they've been on the same page on that. I've seen that play on film a couple of times. I'm not sure why DeGorville hesitated on that layup. It was almost like he wanted to get fouled, and that was the priority rather than just making the layup. He was open.
San Diego State is a team tonight, just 6 of 11 from the stripe.
Maybe it's that noodle guy in the back playing pretty good defense behind the basket.
We were talking about how Farrell Compton was the top recruit coming out of Nevada. Well, DeGorville was the #2 recruit coming out of Nevada. So a couple of Vegas guys making big impact on San Diego State earlier in the season. A 17-point lead for the Aztecs, their largest lead.
That's the dribble drive offense right there. And we talked about it earlier in the first half, that Vance Wahlberg, one of his biggest contributions to basketball is the invention of the dribble drive offense, which became really kind of mainstream, popular, well-known with John Calipari, to me, in my mind. John Calipari, excuse me, at Memphis with Derrick Rose, and then when he went on to Kentucky. What it basically is a 5-out or a 4-out, 1-in offense. And it's not like it has no structure or no rules, but it's very simple in its philosophy, which is dribble, driving, trying to get a layup. You are trying to get a layup every time, and if you draw help, you kick it. But the problem is, it's not an offense for everybody, because you have to have all 5 or at least 4 of your 5 guys have to be equally adept at perimeter shooting and putting the ball on the ground, or the offense doesn't work because the defense just sags off.
The Wahlberg story is an interesting one as the ball gets ahead on the turnover underneath the layup. Good for Michael Robinson. For someone that's coached for 40 years, spent 21 of them at a high school level, but was a head coach at Pepperdine for a couple of seasons. Long time in the NBA, the Kings, the Sixers, the Nuggets. He got plenty of opportunities to coach at a very high level, but this is the job he wanted at Fresno State, being at Clovis West for so many years right here in town. Collins on the kick out. 3 was missed by Robinson. Now looking to answer on the other end. No. Guath goes up and puts it in. A new career high, 17 points for the freshman, Magoon Guath. Other end, an answer. Sid Trimble.
It's the 3rd made 3. Here goes Guath. And he's fun to watch, man.
Taking it all himself, and he was out of bounds.
You know, size matters in basketball. Height matters in basketball. And watch this. Try to block out, just go right over the top. No chance there. And then, but they had the right answer. Man, they needed a lot more of this. Yasir with the 3 in the corner. Here we go.
Sam Collins getting to the bucket, trying to bring the Bulldogs back into this ball game.
I mean, I'm looking up at the board. There's 9.5 minutes to go in this thing.
Guath trying to get the alley-oop efforts, but a miss. Up ahead, taken away. What an athletic play by Wayne McKinney. Now a 3-on-1. All alone, Boyd, short. Guath right there to pick it up and put it in.
This Fresno State lineup right now is ultra small. And so if they can't rebound, they're going to be in trouble.
Can't do that either. Maybe the best sequence the Bulldogs have had tonight, trying to get something going.
Hey, Wayne McKinney, number 3 for San Diego State, has been really good in the last 5-6 minutes of this one. Giving effort right there, sacrificing his body. And then this is what I'm talking about. If Fresno State is going to go small, they have to fly around the floor and they have to block out. They don't have a choice. If you're big, sometimes you can say, all right, we're not going to block out. We're just going to go get the ball. But if you're small, you don't have that luxury. And no one put a body on anybody.
Lagoon Guath, 19-9. And there just has not been an answer from Fresno State for him. Ball gets ahead, and a 3 in the corner. Sure enough, your guy, Wayne McKinney.
Yeah, you know, originally he comes in and he looked hesitant, turned the ball over a bit, but once he settled in to his role, I think Wayne McKinney has been brilliant.
10 points all in the second half for San Diego State. Another missed shot for the Bulldogs. Rebound to Bird.
Yeah, on a night where Nick Boyd just doesn't have it, and honestly, he looks like he's not 100% to me, Wayne McKinney has filled that void.
Compton playing with 4 fouls this time. Able to get it over to Boyd, who he gets hit. That's going to be a foul on Tremble. McKinney playing great defense, but also showing he can stroke it a bit.
You know where he played at University of San Diego for our friend and colleague, our former friend and colleague. No, he's still my friend. He's my former colleague. That's what I'm trying to say. Steve Lavin, now coaching the Toreros. And he claims that he taught Wayne everything he knows.
He's had a good second half.
Yeah, he didn't teach him anything in the first half.
That was
his assistants that taught him all that.
He was really good for Lav last year. 13.5 points a game, second team all conference in a good league, the WCC.
Yeah, and Lavin's team last year was the youngest in the country. I mean, they were just freshmen and sophomores all over the place, and Wayne was kind of the upperclassman to try and tell everybody what to do. And I credit Wayne for doing that, but it's also like his 5th year, senior year, he wants to go somewhere where he can make an impact and win at a high level.
Didn't have to go too far to do it either. Timeout on the team. Boyd, Davis, Bird, what those guys have been able to do this season. I mean, and they account for 54% of San Diego State's offense. Those guys combined have matched what Guath has done. 19 for those 3, 19 for Guath tonight. 1 of 2 free throws.
He's got 0 assists, so we can nitpick on that. All right.
Well, if you have to find something, Jason Jacobson.
Always trying to get better.
Farrell Compton. Second chance slam. 3 on the other side, a response tray. Amar Aguilar, who's had a tough go, his first 3 of the night, his first bucket of the night.
First points. He averages just under 18 a game, and that's his first bucket. Tough one.
Bird trying to go back to Compton, no. Amaneke on the other side, able to lay it in for Fresno State. 7 minutes to go in this game, still 15-point lead for the Aztecs. Bird up in the air. Hit time.
He wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. Last time, Bird, he tried to throw it alley-oop, playing selfish, and this time he's like, no, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to take it myself.
Heat check, Aguilar, no. DJ Davis turning on the Jets, gets to the rack and lays it in.
All right, he tripped over the cameraman over there, too, and he just popped right back up like a ninja.
That camera guy was showing some pretty good athleticism,
yeah,
too.
Not bad, not bad. Lateral movement. That's what you call the Euro step, which I always describe. Somebody asks, like, who doesn't follow hoops a lot, like, what is the Euro step? And I always describe it as a crossover move without the dribble. You pick up the ball, and then you do a crossover, like step right and then step left around the defender.
That foul was on Elijah Price. That's his 5th, and he is now fouled out of this game. So that's a
long enough,
very key piece, exactly. And Aguilar's got 4 fouls too. Someone to keep an eye on who's been much quieter tonight. Fouls out 33.5 minutes.
Yeah. He averages 5 fouls per 40 minutes. So he's a little under his average tonight, but it's the one area that young man's got to figure out. And again, he's a freshman, so you'll give him leash. We're only a month into the season, but he's got to figure it out.
San Diego State has seemed to figure things out on the offensive side of the second half as they've pulled away. Again, it was a 5-point game at halftime as the 24th ranked Aztecs, who have some really quality wins this year, beating Creighton and Houston. And the 2 losses, you don't hold these against them. Gonzaga is one of them, and then Oregon, who's in a battle with USC right now on the road. But this team that Brian Dutcher has this year, going into Mountain West play, every year it's rinse repeat. They were picked to finish 4th this year. It's been a long time since they were picked out of the top 2. But right now, they look like they're a leading contender in the Mountain West.
Yeah, and I actually understand why they were picked to finish 4th this year. They're coming off a 5th place finish last year. I know that San Diego State made another Sweet 16. Like, I get that, and that's important, right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But they did struggle. They were up and down all Mountain West Conference season last year. That 5th place, finish, and then you lose Jaden Ledee, who was an All-American candidate. Yeah, we had questions, but they're answering them the last couple of weeks.
Bird on the break gets the steal and the score for 2. San Diego State shooting over 60% in the second half. Fresno State under 40.
Yeah, they're not going to stop playing. Miles Bird, capitalizing, super long guard, 6'7", sophomore. And Miles is the son of a coach. I've known his dad. His dad's name is Calvin Bird. He's a player at Villanova and was a longtime coach at University of Pacific with my brother Adam Jacobson. So I've known Calvin Bird for a really long time. And yeah, this young man knows what to do with the basketball. He's got a high basketball IQ. Really not a great perimeter shooting effort from him. He's a lot better, just 4 for 11 from the field. But Miles Bird is going to be one of their top scorers this year.
While San Diego State is figuring things out on the offensive side, it's the defense. That's what San Diego State is known for. They've held Fresno State under 50 points so far. And you just look at what this team is able to bring on that defensive side, all about the effort.
They're ranked in the top 15 again, right? This is no surprise in Ken Palm's defensive efficiency rankings. There isn't a team or a program, maybe outside of the Houston Cougars or the Tennessee Volunteers, maybe throw in the UCLA Bruins with Mick Cronin at the helm, that are consistently great. And I don't want to disparage the players, but what I'm going to say is it almost doesn't matter who's wearing the uniform. They're going to the coaching staff and Brian Dutcher, they're going to find guys who sell out on the defensive end, and then they're going to figure out the offensive side of the ball. Look at those conference rankings right there. And this isn't just an anomaly. This is what it is every single year.
And they've been able to keep the staff together for a while. Dave Velasquez, top assistant, has been there 23 years in all. He'll eventually replace Brian Dutcher when Dutch decides he's done, just like Dutcher did replacing Steve Fisher. Layup and a collision afterwards. Slow to get back up is Collins.
Here, this has been few and far between where you get a runway to the basket. Normally, there's always a secondary defender. That time it was Guath, who was just 2 steps behind.
Another missed free throw. Fresno State, 7 of 14 at the line in the second half. But from Dave Velasquez, I mean, J.D. Luster's been on the staff for 4 years now. They lose Chris Acker and a tip jam right there, another bucket.
Oh, our same camera guy took a charge again. That's 2 charges. Like, you get credit for that.
You know what? That's laying out for the shot right there. That's good television.
Like, he needs to wear his mouth guard next game. That's coming right after him.
Especially when you got Magoon Guath right there in the neighborhood. 21-point game, San Diego State dominating the second half and pulling away here on the road. It's 5:12 to go. Fresno State, for the most part, has been a team that has actually been better in the second half. Tonight has not been the case.
Yeah, part of that is your opponent, certainly. And Michael Robinson is at the foul line right now. He's had to work for everything, right? He's got 16 points, but it's taken him 16 shots to get there. And I talked about Michael. His primary responsibility in this game was more on the defensive side of the ball. He was chosen to try and slow down Nick Boyd and use his length. Michael is 6'7", and he's done a nice job. Nick Boyd has really struggled.
Now a turnover and another layup, but a foul first. Shot was missed, but 2 free throws coming. You mentioned Boyd. Boyd's 1 for 10 tonight. He's got 6 points. 4 of them have come from the foul line. So on the defensive side, he's been really good. Robinson, the leading scorer as well, but again, it's going to take more than that as Emineke goes to the stripe. There's a look at Boyd. He's been a little frustrated at times tonight.
Hey, it's a good sign, though, for Nick to have one of his worst offensive performances and still come on the road and have nearly a 20-point lead with 5 minutes to go. That's when you know you're on a good squad that can do some big things. And it's not all on his shoulders. Now, certainly when the competition ratchets up, when you go to Nevada, or you're playing in Reno, Nick Boyd can't go 1 for 10 or they're going to take an L.
There are some really great atmospheres in this conference as well. San Diego State, of course, one of them at Viejas Arena, but you have the Pit in New Mexico, Spectrum and Utah State. They're just more piling on for Magoon Guath, up to 23 now. A 20-point game. Shattering his career high. Corner 3, contested. Not the greatest shot in the world for Aguilar. Guath, 2 more and a dunk.
I mean, he wasn't even running the floor. He was basically jogging the floor. Straight down Main Street, too. All right, Magoon, go ahead and flex on him. He got that 20 pounds of muscle. Now he's got some actual muscle to flex. And, yeah, it helps to be 7 feet, man.
25 and 10. Guath dominating.
Lost 3 games in a row, including 1 game to the current team we're watching right now, San Diego State Aztecs, and bounce back and knock off the #1 team in the country and hold Hunter Dickinson to just 2 baskets. That's wild.
It's interesting this time of year because you play a lot of these non-conference games. And, San Diego State was just in that Players Era Festival in Vegas, played a really tough schedule. You start to find out who's real and who's not about this time, it seems.
It's the most important, like this Thanksgiving week, this week that we're in right now, I argue are the 2 most important times for college basketball teams and fans. As fans, we all want to know, is this team really good or have they just played a bad schedule? Is this team really bad or have they played too tough of a schedule? And these are the weeks where we really find out who is legit. Oh.
We're going to get into league play. We're going to see, teams beat up on each other in conference. It happens all the time, but if you're trying to figure out what the NCAA tournament picture is going to look like and what teams do against teams out of their conference, this is the time of year for that. So we're going to see Aguilar go back to the line. Less than 4 minutes to go here in this second half where Fresno State was hanging with San Diego State tough at halftime. Knocked down a 3 to make it a 5-point game at the break. They scored the first possession of the second half, had it within 3, but it has been all Aztecs ever since.
Yeah, Wayne McKinney And Magoon Gloff continued. Magoon was awesome in the first half and the second half, but I thought Wayne McKinney, number 3 in the black uniform tonight, also just provided that spark that got San Diego State over the hump. But Trent, you were talking about San Diego State being picked 4th. This Mountain West Conference is going to be good again. Boise State, who did take a loss in I think the second week of the season, was picked to win the conference. They got Tyson Degenhart, who's just a matchup nightmare for everybody. Nevada's going to be tough again this year. Steve Alford's got a great squad.
They got a couple of good wins. Nevada beat Washington, VCU, Oklahoma State. The losses are Vanderbilt, Washington State. We saw New Mexico beat UCLA earlier this year, and there are only 2 losses. St. John's, where Richard couldn't beat Dad, and then Arizona State by 3. McKinney blows a layup. Fresno State coming on the other side. It just looks like another really good year for the Mountain West. It's going to be tough to get 6 more Mountain West teams into the NCAA tournament. That can't be the expectation in this conference, but it's a multi-bid league, obviously, and there are a lot of really talented. Utah State, 7-0. A lot of talented teams.
Yeah, 6 was the record.
3 on the right side for Mikel Robinson.
You know, Mikel Robinson, as he pulls up his shorts, he's got those rainbow tights underneath. I like that little bit of flair showing off his personality.
Davis has had a big second half. He's up to 13 points now. Robinson's 3 got him to 20. So Davis has gotten to his season average. And after a little bit of a sluggish start, it's going to end up being San Diego State basketball as it goes out of bounds. 2:25 remaining here in the contest. Can't forget about UNLV either. I mean, as we're talking about.
They were picked 5th.
Right. And they're brought back Deaton Thomas. They have 3 losses. They lost to Memphis, Mississippi State, and Northwestern. And none of those are bad losses. They don't have any good wins yet.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Dunk underneath as DeMarshe Johnson gets the flush. Turnaround down low is no good. Other than Roth, it's been pretty balanced for San Diego State in this ball game. Davis 13, McKinney a dozen, Compton and Bird each with 9. Timo Ferrari, little dribble drive, gets it back.
Dude, they got the best names in college basketball on one team. They got Pharaoh Compton, like that sounds awesome. Magoon Gloff, and they got a Ferrari out here.
They got a Ferrari,
too.
yeah.
That's just an embarrassment of riches.
The Ferrari's been in the garage for most of the night up until the last minute here. Trying to lead the break. Oh, he got 2. DeMarshe Johnson Jr. earned it. Was trying to get on the highlight reel, but he'll take his 2 points.
I don't think that was a foul. I think that was a ghost call right there. Like, tell me if this is a foul. I mean, maybe a little bit of arm on the bump, but still, how about the effort there? Like, that was an unk. Like, he couldn't get his fingertips over the rim there.
That's I've not heard that expression before.
Unk?
That's the first time I've heard that.
It's like not a full dunk.
Well, I get what it means. I just haven't heard it before.
You either go with that was a done, like just or a unk.
Okay,
Unk's
I
more
got you.
funny. It's
Yeah.
not.
Unk is definitely more funny.
Incomplete.
Sure.
Pass.
Swatted away underneath by Gorville. Basket is good, and now a 3-point play opportunity. Crawford trying to add to his total. It's going to be a lot of work for Vance Wahlberg's team in this Mountain West Conference to get this program to where they want to go. It's been since 2016, the last time they were in the NCAA tournament. Rodney Terry was the coach at that time.
Yeah, current coach for the Texas Longhorns, Rodney Terry.
You go back a step further from 2016, the previous time before that year that they were in the NCAA tournament. My partner to my right, Casey Jacobson, was an All-American. You got to go back to 2001. And Jerry Tarkanian
Wow.
Took the Bulldogs to the dance.
When the shorts went all the way down to the mid-calf. Yeah, good old 2000s.
What a time.
That was fun. And Nick Baugh knows all about those times. So you see Nick Baugh, pictures of Nick Baugh when he's at Creighton. Like he's wearing pants, man. He's playing in pants.
Nobody had bigger shorts than our boy Nick Baugh. I think he was at that Creighton upset tonight.
Oh yeah, he was sideline reporting.
All over it.
Nick Baugh, one of the more talented broadcasters we have in college basketball. Good dude, super knowledgeable. But yeah, I mean, he's like the voice of the Creighton for FS1, man. He knows everything about that program. What a huge win for the Blue Jays. Boy.
Three on the right side's missed.
It's hard to win on the road. That's the last thing I'll say. To cap this game, like I know Fresno State's shorthanded and all that, but like San Diego State, it's hard to go on the road in conference and win games by double digits, let alone 20 points. It's just hard to do, and it takes a special group to do it.
Well, they do it tonight, pulling away in the second half. A 5-point game at halftime ends up being a 22-point win for.
হ্যালো দর্শক সুন্দর আপনি সেটা খুব সাহায্য করতে পারেন কীভাবে না করবেন কী কী অনেক কিছু লাগবে ভিডিওতে শেয়ার করবো অবশ্যই ভিডিওটা পরে দেখতে পারবেন না